Hi, this is Daniela, and welcome to Bestie Life, the podcast, where we help you stop burnout now. If you're tired of running on empty, juggling all the things, and wondering when your life is supposed to feel better, you're in the right place. This show is your go-to space for real talk and practical strategies to help you protect your energy, create balance, and actually enjoy the life you're working so hard for. You'll get a mix of solo episodes and honest conversations with guests. My goal is to help you feel less alone, more empowered, and way more in control of your time and energy and well-being. So let's get into it. Hi, and welcome back to Bestie Life, the podcast. Today, we're talking about something I know you've probably heard about a million times before, the Sunday Scaries. You know that feeling. It's Sunday afternoon, you're trying to relax, but your brain's already running through the week ahead. You start mentally checking your inbox, planning your to-do list, and before you know it, you're probably spiraling into, oh my gosh, Monday's coming. Here's the thing though, I don't actually believe in the Sunday Scaries. Nope, not at all. Not because they aren't real for some people, I totally get that, but because I personally refuse to give Sunday that much power over my peace. If every week ends with dread and starts with chaos, that's not a Sunday problem, that's a me problem. That's a systems problem. And so today we're going to talk about how to stop living your life just for the weekends, just for your vacations, just for that time off, and how to start bringing that same ease and breathing room into every day of the week. So grab your favorite bevy, grab a paper and something to write with, and let's dive in. So let's start to unpack this a little bit. The Sunday Scaries are really just anxiety on the weekend. It's anxiety about what's next, about something in the future that we have no control over. And the thing is, these Sunday Scaries, these anxieties, they show up because your brain's trying to switch between two completely different modes, rest and productive. And it doesn't necessarily know where to land. Half of you is still in pajama mode and the other half's already bracing for the work ahead. And so here's why that happens. A couple reasons actually. One, you're not really resting on the weekend. You're maybe recovering from the week. You're getting everything done, errands, catching up, getting together with people, and not necessarily taking that time to recharge and really reset your brain. Second thing is your week during the week itself doesn't have the structure in place to really support you. If your weekdays are chaos, your weekend kind of becomes like the cleanup crew, right? And of course, then Sunday night's going to feel heavy because you're already dreading what you believe is going to happen all over again, that same routine of chaos and disorder and things just kind of overrunning you. And then the third thing that happens is your mind starts to connect Monday with stress. You are Pavlov dog conditioning yourself that as soon as you believe it's getting close to Monday, you start to feel that overwhelm and overload because you've equated Monday with danger. And so you kind of put yourself physically then and emotionally into that situation, even when nothing bad has happened yet. Your nervous system is already going to be on high alert. So the goal isn't to fix Sunday. The goal is to create a rhythm during the week that doesn't leave you kind of crawling into the weekend like it's the finish line in the first place. Okay, so let's talk about some simple shifts that you can make to start to take your power back, not just from Sunday, but from every day so that none of it feels like it's too much. All right, and so the first shift we're going to make is we're going to start planning your Monday on Friday. That's right. As soon as Friday hits, we're going to start thinking about Monday because so many times people leave work on Friday saying, I'll figure that later. I'll get to that later, put off everything till Monday. And so Sunday night rolls around, your brain's trying to rest, but you start to kind of have all those things that you left creep in and start creating some of that overwhelm and panic. So instead, we're going to be more intentional and close out your Friday with a 10-minute check-in. So we're going to look at what's being left unfinished, decide what actually is going to be a priority for Monday so that it's not just sitting there in one big pile, all seeming like it's important and urgent. And we're going to leave yourself with one clear, easy win to start the day. And that's kind of having that plan is that small win in some day, because it's teaching your brain that habit that you've got this under control. It's going to help reduce that anxiety more than any Sunday night pep talk is going to, is just knowing you've got Monday handled, you've got a plan for that first thing, and you already know what that one thing is. It's not a mountain. It's not some pile that's going to overwhelm you. And another bonus from this, when you start your Monday with direction instead of decision fatigue, you're actually going to spend less time reacting and more time doing it and getting it done faster, quicker, and more efficiently than if you walk in, see this massive thing still on your to-do list, and then trying to figure out where to start. The next shift you're going to make is you're going to start making Sunday about restoring and recharging, not just prep. I'm not saying you need to ignore all of your responsibilities, but Sunday shouldn't just feel like a warm-up for the week. It should feel like a full exhale. Think of it more as an active restoration. And that could mean maybe reading something, cooking a real meal. I love my Sunday sauce days. Going for a walk without your phone, and maybe just having some quiet quality time with your family. The goal of Sunday isn't to get ahead of the week. It's to fill your tank so that you're starting in a good space. And yes, maybe you might toss in one light planning task, like checking your calendar, but it shouldn't eat your entire evening. I always like to kind of at night in general, check my next day to know what I'm starting with, to know what the plan is, rather than let it kind of come over me like a wave and overtake me, to know what I'm walking into each day. And so if your Sunday night feels like a mini Monday by trying to prep and get ahead so much, let's try and reclaim it into the spacious, relaxing time it's meant to be. And then the last shift we're going to make is we're going to create a Monday flow that feels doable. And this one's huge because sometimes, I don't know if this is for you, but for me, Mondays can feel like chaos because if I don't always know what's coming up, then you always dread it. We all dread the unknown. Nobody likes to not know what's going to happen or to feel like they're not in control. So when I started taking back my Sundays, my weekends, and in general, my time and knowing what was coming up and not having Monday be that chaotic walking into not knowing what was next, instead of, trying to crush it, it felt not only gentler on myself emotionally, mentally, but also more effective. And here's a couple things that this can look like. Maybe block your first hour for quiet, focused work. No meetings if you can help it, so that you kind of start off Monday in your own space, in control. Maybe build in one thing you like doing early in the day. Maybe that's your playlist. Maybe that's a certain coffee ritual that you save just for Mondays, or maybe a walk after your first meeting that you do have on Monday. But building in these micro moments of self-care, not just on Mondays, but every day throughout your day, is gonna help you stay recharged and reset. And then the third thing is keep your hardest task for mid-morning when your brain's fully online. So don't try and do it first thing when you're maybe still kind of pivoting from weekend mode to work mode and things like that. But you also don't want it so late in the day that you're already kind of checked out, mentally fatigued, and those types of things. So try and put those into your mid-morning. Again, we're not looking to make Mondays magical. You're just trying to make it manageable. And when your Monday starts calm and intentional, it's going to set your tone for the entire week. So here's where I want to zoom out. Okay, those 3 strategies I just talked about: planning ahead, taking time to restore yourself, reset and recharge instead of rushing, as well as easing into your week. Like I said, these aren't just for Sundays and Mondays. These are the everyday habits that create that work-life flow, work-life harmony, and work-life balance. Because if you're only protecting your peace one day a week, that's not balance, that's survival mode. And nobody likes to live in survival mode. That's where our cortisol spikes, that's where our stress levels increase, that's where we are reacting rather than responding to situations as they come up. And the thing is, the truth is, Every day deserves a little breathing room. Every day deserves to start with presence instead of panic. And so instead of asking, how can I make Sundays less stressful? I want you to start asking, how can I make every day feel a little more like Sunday morning? Maybe that means scheduling in, some mini breaks, those micro moments throughout your day, setting better boundaries around your time. You know who some of those energy vampires are in your day. Make sure you have some boundaries around your time to protect yourself, as well as closing your laptop at the end of the day, setting boundaries around that work time. Whatever this looks like for you, the point is your calm shouldn't have to wait around for the weekend. So the next time someone starts talking about, oh, I can't believe it's almost Monday, or I've got the Sunday scaries, you can smile and think, not me, because you've learned how to manage your energy and protect your energy all week long. You've stopped giving Sunday the power to ruin your peace, and hopefully you've started to building some habits that make every day feel a little bit lighter. If you want simple ways to start doing this on your own every single day, grab a copy of my book, Balance Breakthrough, a practical guide for busy professionals to take charge of their work life and well-being. It helps you start finding that breathing room, finding those micro moments, and creating that ease and flow in every day right where you are every single day without waiting for the weekend. So thanks so much for listening. I'll see you next time, and hopefully you'll start embracing your Sundays and not dreading Mondays. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you got something out of this episode that really made you feel seen, supported, or just a little bit more grounded. If you have any questions or thoughts, I'd love to hear from you. And if you're up for it, please leave me a 5-star review. That will help more people find the show and join this community. I'll leave you with 2 of my favorite quotes. Alone we may be strong, but together we're stronger. And when we support each other, incredible things happen. So let's keep showing up for ourselves and each other, and maybe even have some fun while we're at it. I'll talk to you soon.